Hey everybody, it's Amberly from Spread the Word Marketing, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I am back for Wealth is Health Wednesday. Last week I did not do a Wealth is Health Wednesday video. That is one of mine as well. Wealth is health. Wealth is health. And wealth is what does wealth mean to me? What does wealth mean to you? What does wealth mean to us as a collective, in your household, in your family, um, etc. Going to be referencing, if you watch Monday's video, which was Master Money Monday, I'm going to be referencing again the great Grandmaster, Reverend Ike, again. As I mentioned in that first video for the week, that I'm going to reference his book a lot, but it's not going to be the only one. But I won't just have so many books I go in for guide and reference to teach and stuff like that in one week. So for like this week, if you see or hear me mention anything, it'll be out of this book. And this is the best book to start with, other than the good book. All right, and every single chapter, if you can see kind of how thick it is, you won't be disappointed at any of it, and you can always refer back to it. This should be a part of everybody's life. I don't care if you are not a book collector. You should have this book. It's from like the 70s or something, but I'm telling you, it's going to live on forever. And all of his teachings will. And again, refer to my Monday video, Master Money Monday video, where I kind of go a little bit more about his teachings and his channel and stuff that's on YouTube. But for Wealth is Health Wednesday, I'm going to come back to this book, and in chapter 12, Root for Yourself is the chapter name. The scripture he has at the beginning of this one: be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's Romans 12:2. The next one he has: I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God. That's Philippians 3:14. So, and one other thing, he has another Science of Living principle just under that. So this one today says, you only get what you give to yourself. You give to yourself by believing in the best for yourself and of yourself. You give to yourself by believing that you deserve the best. Then the best will come to you from within you. I love that. I love everything. I mean, he even, like, at the end of each of his chapters, he has, like, that's the chapter prior to the one I just started on. He'll have, and I've gone through them in the beginning of the first couple chapters, he'll have the review questions and things for you to go back and rethink to make sure you read and understood what was in that chapter. All good stuff. Definitely, this is not a time waster. And it's definitely, even if you don't read, maybe you can collect this book, and your children and your children's children, if it can stay in that long, you want to keep this book. You want to have this book. That's just how long this book will last, as long as they don't try and burn all of the information, someday, or if just everything don't set ablaze, So, yes, Wealth is Health Wednesday. I like to freestyle with these videos here in the beginning and spread the word marketing. Again, we over here, for quite some time notice that our entrepreneurs, side hustlers, small business owners, a lot of times, and when I say small business owners, I'm sure you know what it means, but not to just for those who might not, I'm referencing those who have a storefront. Anybody who does not have a storefront but might be working towards that next level, you would be considered an entrepreneur, side hustle, or just, they have other terms out there for that. So, anyway, wealth is health. I flipped it because I'm sure you've heard health is wealth, and it is. A part of my prayer every day, and this for a long time, for myself and my children and my family and my household, is a part of my prayer after gratitude is for good health and money and prosperity. And as time going on, I'll kind of give a little bit more insight into why and more specific with that. But wealth is health because look how poverty is compared to wealth, prosperity. Just put them side by side, and the list will go on forever for each of them. A lot of us who grew up on, way more humble side of things, like public housing projects, like we call it in a lot of black towns. You know how that is. I don't even have to go into that. And yes, I do know how that is. I had a single mom. She was a single mom for a very long time in my young life. She's been married and stuff, and is married, but she was a single mom. She struggled, heavily for a long time, and we did live in public housing, and a lot of nonsense was going on, and not from her. She did the best she could. She did the absolute best. My mom has never. One thing I shared with my man in the beginning about my mom in particular was that in the beginning of our relationship, my mom was a single parent with me before my brother got here years later, but I never saw my mom one time cry, complain, whine, or take off work. She never. My mama didn't start taking time off work till her second marriage, and that was just like almost halfway through her second marriage. Now, she's still married, but I didn't see her. I used to even tell her in my late teens and early 20s, go before she married again. Go out, take some time off. Just take some time off. She never did. She just started in near my late 20s, just a few years ago. So, but she did awesome. I forever respect her for that, and that did help to instill a bit of good work ethic in me. But I always had that thing where I just knew I'm destined for a bit more. I want to do for us, I want to do something different than just working, being an employee. Anyway, so wealth, we see it. Those of us who aren't quite experiencing it yet. Now let's hold it right there, though. Wealth is all around us every day. We're blessed with wealth and riches. Bob Marley, one of his famous quotes is, "My riches is life." The full thing I can't remember it, but my riches is life. I'm sure a lot of us know or have heard and seen this video when he was recorded saying that many years ago. My children, I have clean water. Everything that I sacrificed before my new baby got here, as far as with, money, time, etc., and for my daughter, all of it is another level ahead of wealth and health together combined. So I'm wealthy, I'm rich. I have the need to create a greater legacy for my children and when they're grown, and things like that. We all should want that because, see, I don't know, the future is going to be crazy, and I mean crazy like in a couple different ways. And our children going to be here, those of us who are still having them and they're small, and even those of our children who are teenagers now, will still have to try and put together a great legacy. Things like life insurance policies is good. Excuse me. A lot of things, but excuse me. I need to take a drink. Give me just a second. Okay, here I go. So, So I am wealthy, but I need the wealth to show in my bank account, you know. And, it's greater than me. I have children now. I did start late, and that's great. I'm all right with having started late. Um, at 30 and 31, having my babies kind of back to back so far. And it's awesome. I didn't have any siblings close to me growing up. Um, you know, that was my number one, because my kids have other siblings, but they're much older. They all get to spend time here and there with them and stuff, but they're all much older, and I know kind of how that is with being either the oldest or just having such a gap, because I don't know my dad or my father, like as a personal relationship, and he may have children, other children, but I don't know them. And on my mom's end, like I said, she was a single parent, and she did well for 8 years. She had gotten married and had my brother, and he's the only sibling I know and will know. So now, my kids, I love that they're close like that. They're 13 months apart. Um, and they just brighten my day. They're just awesome. They really are. I've struggled in this last year and a half. Um, and people close to me have seen my struggle. They've known it. And it's been real. A lot of it, a great deal of it. Of course, my daughter was a premature baby. Born at 29 weeks and 3 days. And she didn't have anything wrong with her. She just was early. And she's still in perfect good health, because she has a praying mother. And, and even while she was in the womb, and both of them, and they're very connected to me. But with the NICU visits, their dad is, he works outside of town. So he did definitely come when he was home to visit her. Let's be clear, he's a great dad, terrific dad. But it was during COVID, and I could not have a visitor with me. Like normally with the NICUs, you can go with at least one other person for support. I had to go by myself every day, and it was really tough. But it was really tough only because she was in Montgomery, and it was at least an hour and 10 minutes away. And the struggle was real. I literally would go every day of the week. And sometimes I would go, and we were restricted with hours during the day. And then they gave us like 1 hour at night that we could come, and I would go. Sometimes I wouldn't go twice in a day, because I didn't live in Montgomery. So I would have to choose. This day I'll go at 8 o'clock to 9, and tomorrow I'll go in the morning, And it was a struggle, because I didn't have anybody to drive with me. And y'all know, those who from here, Montgomery, cool, it's a breeze to drive down there, but back and forth every day. I would have done anything for my baby girl, let's be clear, and I will still, but the drive was gruesome. It really did a number, kind of like the truck drivers, they go through, and I know a bit about that, because I did do a little bit of training on the road and drove behind that big rig. So, and it's no joke. It didn't come close to that, to the truck driving, but just having the mental stress, the spiritual stress, and things trying to weigh you down. But I kept praying, and I prayed with my daughter, and I prayed for her. I spoke for her. I read to her, and just awesome, awesome times overall. But it did a great stress on my mental for a long time, and it caused me to kind of have some extra struggles that I probably wouldn't have had normally. It was COVID, like I said, and I was so much restricted, as you all know. But we made it through, and God is good. We know that all the time. But yeah, I'm wealthy because I have my children first, my health, and that's why as wealth is health. Health has to be in there because we gotta have our health as moms to be able to keep going every day. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Whether you've been a mom for 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 2 years, we gotta. Y'all know, you know. So I'm happy that my kids are they're 13 months apart. Happy for that because, like I said, I didn't get that experience out, but everybody around me growing up, cousins, friends, everybody seemed to have a sibling that was at least a year or two younger or a year too old or something like that, where y'all could at least kind of share a lot of things. Me and my brother, I took it upon myself when I was about 16 or something like that, when he was old enough, or a few years under that, and we developed a great relationship. We did. And so it wouldn't have probably happened because I was so much older, but hey, this is my only brother, and love him. He's a great guy, great little man, and I think he's like 24 now, but I just love that they're close, and I want them to be close. Me and their dad, we want them to be close. All of them are going to be close, but having that age closeness, we do all know kind of the good that comes with that. So we're wealthy over here, and we just want to keep building and expanding it. And well, wealth is health, and I hope you got something out of the book from what I read today. I got something out of it. I actually hadn't looked at that chapter before, so I'm glad I did. It was chapter 5. Or was it chapter 12? I can't remember. We'll go back and replay it. But yeah, and I just want y'all to have that. Not to say you don't have it, but we can always continue to grow, like we always grow in love and stuff. Let me get ready to end this one for Wealth is Health Wednesday. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Subscribe to the channel. I do plan on coming more with content and references so that we can try and just continue to stand on our feet with our entrepreneurship and our small businesses, as well as the marketing will come along too. Thank you again for watching, and I hope that y'all have a great rest of your evening. Take care.